Chapter 46. The moon began to fade as the brightening sky revealed itself through it. The sun was awakening, and Min Li wanted to return home as soon as possible. Dragon, having waited 3 days and nights, was well rested, so they decided to leave Never-Ending Mountain at once. As Dragon soared through the sky, any heaviness inside Min Li left. He seemed to dance in the air, and his happiness made her feel as light as the clouds around her. The sun seemed to warm her heart, and joy bubbled inside of her. She knew she had asked the right question. Before they left, Min Li and the dragon circled over the village of Moon Rain. Da-A-Fu, Amma, Ah-Gong, and the villagers saw them and ran out of their stone hut, flapping their ruined sleeves in greeting. "Don't stop!" Amma shouted with a broad smile. "Go home!" Min Li nodded and waved goodbye until the flowering trees looked like brushstrokes of golden paint on the mountain. Flying on the dragon made traveling much faster. It seemed as if in no time they were above the city of bright moonlight. From the sky, the inner city and outer city grids looked like a giant labyrinth, and the 2 stone guardians looked as if they were dog trinkets molded from clay. Min Li saw the roof of the Buffalo Boy's broken-down hut, but no glimpse of him. He's probably inside sleeping, Min Li thought, wondering if the goddess of weaving had visited the previous night. But as they passed the bay of water by the city, Min Li saw something strange, like an orange shadow streaking across the sky. Dragon saw it too and slowed down. As it got closer, there was no mistaking it. It was another dragon. The dragon was orange, the color of the inside of a ripe mango. When she saw Min Li and Dragon, a coquettish smile spread across her face. "Hello," Dragon breathed in an odd voice. Min Li looked at him in surprise. But the orange dragon kept flying without saying a word. As she passed, she winked at them. Dragon balanced in mid-air as if stunned. He watched the orange dragon sweep down and away to the water below until she was a ginger speck in the distance. "Are you okay?" Min Li asked the dragon as he continued to stare. "You must be excited that you've finally seen another dragon." "I am," Dragon said, as if in a daze. Then he shook himself as if trying to rouse himself awake. "But I will find her again later. I will bring you home first." Min Li shrugged. Dragon was acting oddly, but there was something familiar about that orange dragon. Perhaps the way her scales reflected in the sun were like fish scales glistening in the water, and those knowledgeable eyes nodding as if she knew her. Min Li smiled. Hours passed, and the land below them blurred. Min Li slept on and off. The smooth ride of the flying dragon made it easy for her to sleep. Min Li was impressed by how far they had journeyed and how much faster they were able to travel by flying. The sun was only beginning to go down past the horizon when they saw the edge of the peach forest. The tops of the peach trees seemed to sway a welcome to them as they flew overhead, and as they continued to fly, Min Li thought she saw the monkeys still attached by the fish net around the pot of rice. But Dragon was still acting strangely. When Fruitless Mountain, with its familiar black peak cutting into the pink and orange sunset sky, came into view, the dragon almost stopped flying. "What mountain is that?" he asked Min Li. "It's Fruitless Mountain," Min Li told him. "Right beyond it, next to the Jade River, is my home." Fruitless Mountain, he said to himself, and even though he continued to fly, he seemed to be in a daze. Min Li wondered if flying had somehow made him light-headed. But her attention could not be kept by her concern for him. Night was falling, and the dark lines of Fruitless Mountain softened in the shadowy sky. But Min Li could still see that every moment brought the Jade River and Fruitless Mountain closer. She was almost home. However, When they reached Fruitless Mountain, Dragon suddenly stopped. He dropped lightly to the base of Fruitless Mountain, where so long ago Min Li had taken some stone to make her compass. "This is Fruitless Mountain," Dragon said, and again Min Li looked at him. He was definitely acting out of the ordinary. "Yes," Min Li said, a bit puzzled. "My village is just a bit past this. I can walk from here if you wish." "Do you mind?" Dragon asked. "For some reason, I feel as if I do not want to leave here." "No, I don't mind," Min Li said. "Are you okay?" The dragon looked at her and smiled. "Yes," Dragon said. "Strangely, I feel like I am home." Min Li wrinkled her forehead in confusion, but was too eager to get home to her parents to ask any more questions. Min Li hugged Dragon goodbye. He returned her hug warmly, but she could tell he was distracted. She held out the round ball she had taken from Dragon's head. "Do you want this?" "No," Dragon glanced at it absent-mindedly. "You can have it." Min Li shrugged again, but the urge to go home began to pull at her strongly. She waved goodbye to Dragon and began to run toward the village. It was late at night when she finally reached home. The slumbering village was silent, and as Min Li crept into her home, the pale goldfish greeted her. "Shh," the goldfish said to her. "Your parents are sleeping. Welcome home." Min Li was a little surprised to see a goldfish, but smiled a greeting. Moonlight misted over the rough floors and made the sparse room glow silver, the goldfish bowl looking like a second moon. The shabby walls and worn stones seemed to shimmer as if a translucent silk veil covered them, muting any flaws and transforming the house into a dwelling of luminous light and delicate shadows. Min Li had never seen her home look so beautiful. Tiptoeing, she put her bag and the dragon stone on the table and went into her room. Smiling, she climbed into her bed and went to sleep.